Welcome to episode 58 of Lost in Immersion, your weekly 45-minute stream about innovation. As VR and AR veterans, we'll discuss the latest news of the immersive industry. Fabien, Seb, welcome. So, Fabien, if you want to start, as usual, what is your topic for today?
Hello. So I have two topics for today. One is kind of a follow-up from last week, where there was a lot of announcement around AI, and the other one is on maybe a new device from Meta. So let's start with the AI topic. So last week we discussed about how OpenAI made a lot of announcements with especially the GPT-4o model just before Google I/O, the Google conference. So, what actually happened during the Google I/O? Actually, a lot. So, just to put that in context, Google they do this kind of conference only once a year. But OpenAI they do like announcements as products are released, so they do a lot more. So it's kind of not surprising to see a lot of announcements once for Google. Um, and basically, to summarize, they announced pretty much the same as OpenAI. So especially if you can see this video here, it's very similar to the demo that OpenAI did during their release. Is you have your phone assistant that analyzes in real time the video that he's seeing, and you can discuss and interact with him, her, like it. I don't know. What should we say for an AI? Um, the capabilities seems to be pretty similar. So of course it's impossible to say what happens in real until we all have our hands on it. But this, and I will skip ahead here. So this is the printer. You see, if the video actually goes, you will see that the user switches to smart glasses, which I don't know which model it is, but the AI model also actually works using the glasses. Let me try that again. So it's called Project Astra. Yep. And so just before that, there seems to be some kind of memory and spatial recognition because the user asks, "Where are my glasses?" and the AI replies with the location of the glasses. So yeah, that was the biggest that we have many more, like Gemini Nano, with and that model will be embedded on the phone itself. So there won't be any need for cloud connection. Um, Video generation similar to OpenAI Sora called Vio, DAL-E competitor called Imagine 3. So yeah, Gemini, the name of uh, Google AI, will have access to Gmail, Google Doc, the pictures. It will be also in Google itself, helping for search engine. So yeah, basically a lot of announcements. Um, yeah, I will stop there, and we can discuss this first part. Maybe Seb, as usual. What do you think?
Sure. So, yeah, it was expected that they'd showcase something similar than what ChatGPT 4o was showing just before. Um, interesting to see the glasses, option, which make more sense here, um, rather than having your phone always filming and holding your phone in front of you to film and ask the AI to do something. If you wear glasses, it's much more easier to interact with. Um, and I think that they talk also about a project Elia, which is the code name for the AR glasses. So they did not talk that much about it, but it seems that in their tool set for this. So we'll see when they announce it, really. But yeah, it's interesting that they go in the same direction, and the capabilities seem very similar. So now we need to get our hands into it to really have some comparison in terms of performances and behavior. But yeah, interesting.
Yeah. Guillaume?
Yeah, just about this AI assistant, and to make a little note about the ChatGPT 4.0, I don't know if you noticed, but the voice of the AI assistant is way more. Um, it's way better on the 4.0 than the Gemini. You know that the voice still looks like or sounds like an AI on the Google side and not that much on the 4.0 side. Just as a funny note, I don't know if you noticed, but the voice presented during the 4.0 conference really much sound like Scarlett Johansson, and they had to cancel this voice because it was too much like the real voice. So it was indeed an Easter egg for her, the movie Her, and yeah, there was some complaint, and this voice is not available anymore. So it's a funny side of this. But yeah, as you mentioned, the 4.0 seems like more advanced. But I really like the use case with the smart glasses because, as we mentioned last week, the smartphone is now uh, outdated for this kind of usage. And is it the comeback of the Google Glass number three at some point? I don't know, but it's a shame because it's exactly what they needed at this point. And we know that they canceled their project like 2 years ago now, and yeah, bad timing. But they can still put it out from their drawers, and find a new way of selling it. But yeah, that's pretty much it about the Google side. But on the Gemini Note, you already have access to Gemini inside YouTube, Google Travel, and on so on. If you're in the new version of Chrome, if you type the arrow base inside the search bar, you can ask Gemini directly, and it sends you directly to the Gemini page. And inside of this, you have access to all these ecosystems. So I didn't try it yet. I have this on my schedule for today. So I give you my impression of what it can do and what it does to your Google ecosystem. Does it create you playlist on YouTube if you want, or does it create you routes and so on if you are planning to travel somewhere? So very interesting to see how they manage to bring all this in the Gemini ecosystem. But once again, I found I find it very scary to know that an AI can have access to my my email, my that they have
Okay. So I have even scarier for you. So I don't have it here on the share screen, but today or yesterday, depending on where you are on Earth, um, Microsoft announced an AI-powered computer that will take it's literally that they take screenshots and it's powered with OpenAI GPT 4.0, I don't know, but they regularly take screenshots in the background, and you can search and get knowledge from all of these screenshots. Like the AI will gather knowledge of what you did on your computer. So uh, it's supposed to be all local on the computer, but you know, it's a bit scary.
Okay, so do you have anything more about this topic, Fabien?
Yeah, just a real quick note is for us software developers, the naming convention for GPT are very confusing. They are not naming it with versions. So like Gemini is like 1.5 now, and maybe 2 and so on. They name it with regards to the actual capabilities of the model. So GPT-4 and GPT-4o are basically it's different model, just different versions, but it's basically the same capabilities. So if they release GPT-5, that means that they really made a huge gap into the actual capabilities of what the AI is able to do. It's not just like a version update. So yeah, I wanted to mention that quickly.
So Seb, it's your turn. Seb?
Yes. So today on my side, I wanted to talk about the Google I/O event where they announced that they're releasing the ability on Google Map to have AR augmented reality content being displayed. So they're releasing it right now in 2 locations, Singapore and in Paris. And they are releasing the tool for anyone to create some content. So this is the video that they shared for Singapore, where a different location where you use Google Map to find your location. You can use the snap the augmented reality buttons to really display some augmented reality content on top of buildings in your environment or in park. And there is several locations that are already augmented being developed with Singapore. So this is for Singapore, and there is a video also for Paris. So this is, of course, simulated, but that's what you are supposed to be able to see. So I will check it out when I go to Paris. And so at location, when you look at specific buildings, like here, the Eiffel Tower, you can discover how it looks in 1900. And this is quite interesting. You can share your location and share your content, and people in Street View can see also the augmented reality content. And the way to release that is to use Adobe Aero and Unity directly to produce the import your GLTF content, and you can have interaction like sound and buttons like pop-up and information that are displayed. So quite simple animation, but you can prepare them and share them. Now, how they are, how you are able to share that to all the user. I did not check it out right now, so I need to dig in. But it seems that you can send a QR code and send that to a person. So quite an interesting feature, and quite great that it's going to be available inside the default Google Map application. It's going to open up a lot of new content to be developed. What do you think of that, maybe Fabien?
Yeah, thanks. It's very, very nice to see Google do that move. I mean, they had the platform, the location, the camera, the view, the geolocation. So I think it was quote unquote easy for them to move into that area. I'm wondering how this will be used. First, it seems like it's a lot of culture, art. I don't think we mentioned that before in the podcast, but the Google Arts and Culture platform is actually amazing. You have a lot of content, a lot of games for people of any age to play and to learn more about art and culture. And seems like they leverage this. So, is this platform goal is to like be a cultural um, and a hospitality platform, or will they also accept like brand experience in it? I don't know. That would be interesting if they do. Um, but yeah, I'm pretty interested by this. Yeah.
Yeah, on my side,
All
all
right.
okay.
So the other topic I wanted to talk about is this paper from the University of Chicago, from Hudai Tanaka. Sorry if I don't pronounce his name correctly, but they are showing a new device that helps the user to gather some feedbacks, but directly in the brain without equipping him with anything on his end. And with the magnetic transcranial simulation, the from from really impulsion of magnetic signal inside the brain. So it seems like quite an amazing job. Right now, it's kind of big and needs to be made really much more smaller to to be usable. But if it works, that's a huge improvement on how the technology works and how we can provide feedback to user. So same Fabien, I don't know if you saw that and if you have any feedback on that.
Maybe Guillaume, over to you.
Yeah, sorry, we have some sound issue. We can't hear one another. But yeah, just before about the Google Maps, um, their announcement is not that big, meaning that those technology were announced last year at the Google I/O already. I guess the new part is about the street view that is now augmented, and yeah, the maybe also the ability for us to to get it more easier in the Google Maps instead of all the dev and stuff you had to do last year. Okay, so this was my intake about the Google Maps AR part. On this, of course, very intriguing. It's a bit scary as well if you want to have a magnetic wave sent inside your brain. But despite this detail, of course, it is very interesting to see that we would be able to stimulate haptic feedback through our heads, meaning that we won't have any more exoskeleton and very heavy equipment for us to be able to feel and have this force feedback effect. So yeah, that's it.
Yeah. I it's I'm wondering, are we going are we seeing the first steps with this kind of device or Neuralink into like the real simulation hypothesis, where like just plug the brain and we are into like a complete hyper realistic virtual reality? It's a bit scary, yeah, and I agree with you. It's still it's very impressive technology, yeah. Seb?
Yes, so that's it for me. I agree with you. It's impressive. I can't wait to have more feedback about around that and how the people are feeling and stuff. Maybe not testing it the first because I don't know how it impacts the brain, but let's see how it works first. But it's an amazing progress if it works as they are showcasing it. And that's it for me. Okay.
Okay, so I'll go on with my topic, which is a bit controversial for, I think. Let's go, let's dive in. So I would like to talk about yeah, why did I have my stuff here? Uh I don't know if you can see my screen. It seems to be black for me. So I won't have the share screen for this. Sorry about this. But yeah, I wanted to talk about an article that has been sharing a lot lately about the Stanford University that is quote unquote able to have an AR holographic display with the side of a normal glasses. um, in this article you have all the buzzword keywords that are very effective right now. You have holographic, you have augmented reality, you have artificial intelligence, stereoscopic. Well, it's all a bunch of buzzwords in this article, and when you are reading it in detail, you can see that they're announcing um, small normal glasses like able to do AR, but you don't have any information about the resolution, the field of view, or whatever. They're just comparing themselves to what seems to be the norm now, meaning the video pass through. So they are just saying that instead of using the video pass through, they are now giving us the possibility to see through the glass. They are completely eluding the HoloLens 2, the Magic Leap, and all this technology as well. So it's not a very honest article, I think. And yeah, once again, you have pictures of the small glasses, but behind that, you know that you have a whole device for them to be able to display on the glasses, and they are using the waveguide technology that is already used in the HoloLens 2 and the Magic Leap as well. They are just introducing the fact that it's nanotech. So is it another buzzword or is it the real technology? We don't really know. So be very cautious with this kind of article, because once again the media ecosystem is uh, very emotional. So be very cautious with what you can read, and especially the headlines. Uh, always read the article to be honest.
Yeah. So there are not even. I'm sorry, I didn't look at the article. Even if I saw it, I had some skepticism as well. They don't even like showcase uh, the technology, right? It's
No,
just like yeah, okay, yeah. Uh, I get the feeling that it's a bit similar to what happened in the lens. There were, I think, 1 year ago, a lot of article about, and a lot of companies saying that they can do, or they are developing, or they're getting towards the technology that will allow, like AR contact lens, and yeah, it feels like, oh, we did this cool technology, and then there is like a huge gap between this cool technology and an actual product that will be able to wear. That's the feeling I have, but it's just a feeling because I didn't have a look at the article. Yeah, Seb, yeah.
Yes, yeah, like you said, Fabian, it's most of the time is on the manufacturing part that is starting to block, because they managed to make two device, one prototype or two prototype, but then to really industrialize the process to make one true glasses that is buyable by someone without costing too much, then it starts to be a funny process that takes a long time. Plus, they only talking about the display, then you have all the sensors and all the other thing to mount on top of, around it, so, and calibrate, and yeah. So it's still maybe 10 years before we see this being integrated into devices. Now we can be surprised and the company can take the lead quickly on that. We'll see, I guess.
Yeah, and I think you mentioned that to me, Seb, a couple of months back. Is I forgot the name of the device, but there is one device where you put your iPhone, and it's kind of like with a mirror. And the main issue that you've seen is like the latency between the reality and the virtual, which is not a problem on the Quest or Apple Vision Pro because they can delay the video. But here, there is also like the rendering problem, right?
Yeah, exactly. With your lens, you manage to get something quite impressive, but it's low end in terms of what you can display and the quality of the color and stuff like that. But yet to be able to be as fast as you move, it needs to be a very fast device, a fast process to get your positioning and your location. And it's, yeah, for me, only Magic Leap 2 and HoloLens are managing that correctly. Other devices that are really doing see-through right now are not working that fast.
Yeah.
okay,
Okay.
guys. So I guess this is it for today. I hope we won't
Uh,
have much.
Sorry,
Yeah,
can you
sorry,
hear
but
me?
go.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I have a small thing about Meta. That's okay.
yeah,
Yeah. So I saw this today, actually, a couple of hours ago on Twitter about the Meta Quest 3S, which is supposed to be the the light, cheaper version of the Meta Quest. So seems like it's like a blend between some parts of the Quest 2 and some parts and the feature of the Quest 3 with this kind of three lenses at the front with tracking camera, pass-through camera. They will use the Quest 3 controllers. Yeah. So it's very until they actually release it, it's very difficult to know if it's actually accurate. But yeah, to me, it seems like just a cheaper version of the Quest 3 and not that much more. I don't know. What do you think, Seb?
Well, we'll see if it's the final release, if it's really accurate or not. But for me, it's strange that they go back to Fresnel lenses. I would have thought that at least this part would be updated for the Quest 3S for the smaller end version device that they wanted to do. Because that's what really increased the experience for me compared to the Fresnel lenses. When you start to use the pancake lenses, that you don't want to go back to the Fresnel one. And with their three position, if they really do that, if it's only three position that you can make, then also having Fresnel lenses, it's an issue because you won't be able to adjust it perfectly in the center of your eyes. So you will lose a bit of quality if you're a bit outside the three positions that they're providing. So I don't know if it will help a lot the increasing the number of people using regularly VR device. And same for the pass-through camera. If they keep this, if it's under the quality that we have with the Quest 3, that's doesn't for me it's not that much usable.
Okay, Guillaume.
yeah. I guess this is a second or third time that we can see this design. So I guess we are close to what it will be. I would be very cautious about the spec. As Seb mentioned, they are quite surprising. It's more a step back than, or maybe yeah, it's a very cheap version of the Meta Quest 3, and I don't really know what kind of audience would buy this because the Quest 2 is very cheap, and the only thing that would be better with this is the color pass through. So with a worse resolution than what it is on the Meta Quest 3. So for those who really want to have this video see through pass through experience, and yes, they already bought the Quest 3. um, so the only way of you getting this kind of device would be if it was the same price as a Quest 2 right now, and I don't think this would be the case. So yeah, I don't really know what they are trying to do with this. We know that Meta sometimes they are getting lost in their different uh, suite of devices. So I don't know. I'm really skeptical about this one. Okay, guys. So I guess this is it for today. I hope we won't have this our sound issue that we have right now because we can't hear one another. So it's a very uh, yeah, it's a special way of doing this podcast. So see you guys next week for another episode, and yeah, see you. Bye.
Thanks. Bye.